All right, today we're jumping into something really cool on the Solana blockchain, JitoSOL. It's all about this game-changing idea called liquid staking, and trust me, it's completely changing how we think about earning rewards in crypto.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at staking rewards and thought, man, that's great, but I just can't afford to have my SOL locked up for that long? Yeah, you're definitely not the only one. And that exact problem, well, that's what we're going to dive into today.
Okay, Section 1, the traditional staking problem. Before we get into the solution, we've got to understand what we're up against, right? Let's break down the old way of doing things.
So, when you stake your SOL the old-fashioned way, it's kind of like putting your cash in a time-locked safe. Sure, you're earning interest, the rewards, which is awesome. But the catch? Your funds are completely frozen. You can't touch them, you can't trade them, you can't use them for anything else until that lockup period is over. All that flexibility is just gone.
And for a long, long time, this was the choice you had to make. It was a simple but frustrating trade-off. Do you want liquid funds you can use anytime, or do you want to earn staking rewards by locking them up? You couldn't have your cake and eat it too. It was always one or the other. But what if? What if that's not true anymore?
And that brings us to Section 2, introducing JitoSOL. This is the magic bullet, the elegant solution to that whole locked-up asset headache.
So what is JitoSOL exactly? Well, think of it as a liquid staking token. It's basically a stand-in, a representation of your staked SOL. But here's the brilliant part. It's designed to stay totally liquid and completely usable all across the DeFi universe. And the best part? You're still earning those sweet, sweet staking rewards the entire time.
Okay, Section 3, how liquid staking works. Sounds a little like magic, I know. So how does it actually work under the hood? Let's walk through it. It's actually pretty simple. Okay, the best way to get your head around this is to think of JitoSOL as a receipt. A really, really smart receipt. You hand over your SOL to the staking pool, and in return, they give you this token, this receipt. But unlike a paper receipt from a store, this one is alive. It represents your staked SOL, and it automatically grows in value over time as your original stake earns rewards.
And the actual process? It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you deposit your SOL into the Jito staking pool. Step 2, bam, you instantly get JitoSOL tokens back in your wallet. And step 3, you just sit back and watch. The value of your JitoSOL starts ticking up, reflecting all those staking rewards your original SOL is generating. It really is that straightforward.
All right, Section 4, benefits and uses. So now you've got this awesome value-accruing receipt in your wallet. The big question is, what can you actually do with it? Well, this is where things get really, really interesting.
Look, with JitoSOL, you're not just earning passive rewards anymore. That's just the baseline. You can take that JitoSOL token and really put it to work. You can lend it out on a DeFi platform to earn even more yield. You can use it to provide liquidity to a trading pool. You can even use it as collateral to borrow other assets against it. And maybe the best part, if you need your cash back, you can just sell it on an exchange. Instantly. No waiting, no unstaking period, nothing.
And that's the whole point, right? This quote says it all. You don't have to choose anymore. Liquid staking completely destroys that old trade-off we talked about. It builds a bridge, letting you earn a solid return while keeping total freedom over your assets.
Okay, let's get into Section 5, understanding the risks. Now, as exciting as all this is, we have to be real. This is crypto, and with any new tech, there are always risks. It's super important to go into this with your eyes wide open.
So what are we talking about? Well, first up, you've got smart contract risk. The whole system runs on code, and if there's a bug, that could be a problem. Then there's the obvious one, market risk. Remember, your JitoSOL's value is tied to SOL. If SOL's price goes down, so does yours. And if you start using your JitoSOL on other DeFi platforms, well, each of those has its own set of risks. And finally, the rewards you get aren't guaranteed. They depend on how well the network validators are performing. The bottom line, as always, is you absolutely have to do your own research.
All right, for our final section, let's zoom out a bit. Section 6, JitoSOL's bigger role. Because tokens like JitoSOL are way more than just a neat financial toy. They're actually a huge step forward for the entire crypto world.
Just think about it. Traditionally, you have billions upon billions of dollars just sitting there, locked up and doing nothing in staking contracts. It's idle capital. What liquid staking does is it cracks open that vault. It unlocks all that value, turning those sleepy, static assets into dynamic working capital that can flow all through DeFi, making the entire system so much more efficient and liquid.
And the impact goes even further. By spreading the staked SOL across a bunch of different validators, JitoSOL actually helps make the whole Solana network more secure and decentralized. That's a huge win. Plus, having all these new usable assets floating around just fuels creativity and innovation. And, like we said before, it creates that incredible bridge between just earning passively and actively participating in DeFi.
So, when you boil it all down, what's the big picture here? It's simple, really. JitoSOL just makes staking smarter. It takes this old, rigid, one-dimensional activity and turns it into something flexible, powerful, and way more useful for everyone.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty massive question to chew on. As more and more people want to get the absolute most out of their crypto without giving up flexibility, you have to wonder, is liquid staking just the future? Is this where it's all headed? It's a pretty compelling idea. Thanks so much for joining me for this one.